upon a time.
A time of bloodshed. When this city was called the City of the Damned, it had a governor. His name was Georgi Abashvili.
Once upon a time.
He was very rich. He had a beautiful wife. He had a healthy child.
Once upon a time.
No other governor in Gusinia had
as many horses in his stable,
As many beggars on his doorstep.
as many soldiers in his service,
As many petitioners in his courtyard. Once
upon a time.
Georgi Abashvili. How shall I describe him? He enjoyed his life. On Easter Sunday morning, the governor and his family went to church.
Once upon a time. Once upon a time. Once upon a time.
For the first time on this Easter Sunday, the people receive the air. Two doctors never leave the child, the noble child, apple of the governor's eye. Even the mighty Prince Kazbiki bows before it at the church door.
Happy Easter, Natella Abashvili. What a magnificent day. While it was raining in the night, I thought to myself, gloomy holidays. But this morning, a bright sky. I love a bright sky. A simple heart, Natella Abashvili. And little Michael, a governor from head to foot. Happy Easter, little Michael.
What do you think of this, Arson? Georgie has finally decided to start building the new wing on the east side. All these miserable slum houses are to be torn down to make room for a garden.
Well, that's good news after so much bad. What's the latest about the war, Brother Georgie? A strategic retreat, I hear. Well, minor reverses invariably occur. Sometimes things go well, sometimes not so well. Such are the fortunes of war. Doesn't mean much, eh?
He's coughing! Georgie, did you hear? He's coughing!
May I remind you, Nico, we cancelled eyes against the lukewarm bath? A minor oversight in the warming of the bath water, Your Grace.
I can't possibly agree with you, lads. The temperature of the bath water was the one prescribed by our great and beloved Mashiko of Galatsi. More likely, a slight draught in the night, Your Grace.
But do take better care of him. He looks feverish, Georgie.
No cause for alarm, Your Grace. The bath water will be warmer. It won't happen again.
I won't forget this, Nicola, lads. No cause for alarm, Your Grace.
Well, I always say one pain in my liver and the doctor gets 50 strokes on the soles of their feet. And that's only because we're living in such a decadent age. In the old days, it would have been off with their heads.
Let's go into the church. Very likely it's a draft here.
Not before divine service, Shalva.
The governor doesn't want to be bothered before the service, especially if they are, as I suspect, of a depressing nature. Go and get yourself some retreat in the kitchen, my friend.
The city lies still.
On the church square, the pigeons preen themselves. A soldier of the palace guard is jesting with the kitchen maid as she comes up from the river with a bundle.
What? The young lady's not in church? Shirking service?
I was already dressed to go. Need one more goose for Easter banquet. Have you asked me to fetch it?
A goose. I'd like to see that goose. One has to be on one's guard with women. They say, I only went to fetch a goose. And then it turns out to be something
quite ill. There it is! And if it isn't a £15 goose, then how can stuff with his corn? I'll eat the feathers.
A queen of a goose. It'll be eaten by the governor himself. So, the young lady's been down by the river again?
Yes, at the poultry farm.
I see, at the poultry farm, down by the river. I'll tie her up in those willows.
He goes to Willow to wash my linen.
Exactly.
Exactly what?
Exactly that.
Why shouldn't I wash my linen near the willows?
Why shouldn't I wash my linen near the willows? That's a good one, that is.
What's so good about it? I don't understand the soldier.
Someone knew what someone's told. She'd grow hot, she'd grow cold.
I don't know what I could know about those willows.
Not even if there were a bush opposite, from which everything could be seen. Everything that happens there when a certain person is washing linen.
What happens there? Won't the soldier say what he means and be done with it?
Something happens, and perhaps something can be seen.
Could the soldier mean that once in a while on a hot day, I put my toes in the water, for otherwise there's nothing?
And more, the toes and more.
More what? And most of the foot.
The foot and a little more.
Simon Chain, you ought to be ashamed of yourself. This isn't a bush on a hot day, but if someone comes along and puts their leg in the river, and most likely with another soldier.
Not with another soldier!
The city lies still.
But why are there armed men?
The governor's palace lies at peace. But why is it a fortress?
Then the governor returned to his palace.
Then the fortress was a trap. Then the goose was plucked and roasted. Then the goose was no longer eaten. Then
Noon was no longer the hour to eat.
Then noon was the hour to die.
It's quite impossible to live in this slum, but Georgie, of course, builds only for his little Michael. Never for me. Michael is everything, everything for Michael.
Did you hear Brother Casbecky bid me a happy Easter? That's all very well, but so far as I know, it didn't train in Nuka last night. It trained where Brother Casbecky was. Where was Brother Casbecky?
That will have to be investigated.
Yes, at once.
Don't you want to listen to the rider from the capital directory? Arrived this morning with confidential papers.
Not before the banquet, Shalva.
The governor doesn't wish to be disturbed by military reports before the banquet. The afternoon, His Excellency will devote to conferences. Prominent architects have also been invited to the banquet. Here they are already. Gentlemen, His Excellency is awaiting you at the banquet. It's now time to be devoted to you. What new plans? Come, let us go.
We are amazed at His Excellency thinks of building. There are disquieting rumours that the war in Persia has taken a turn for the worse.
All the more reason for building. That's nothing. Persia is far away. The garrison here lets itself be chopped to pieces for its governor. What's going on here? Look down that box! Don't! Don't you see an attempt is being made on the governor's life?
The princes! Don't you realise that the princes met in the capital last night? That they were against the Grand Duke and the governor. You and I better make ourselves scarce.
Oh, blindness of the great!
They walk like gods, great over bent backs.
Sure of iron fists.
Trusting in their power,
Which has already lasted so long.
but long is not forever.
A wheel of fortune.
Hope of the people, 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 of the people.
Walk, your highness. Walk even now with head up.
From your palace,
The eyes of many foes follow you. You no longer need an architect.
A carpenter will do.
You will not move into a new palace, but into a little hole in the ground. Just look about you once more. You blind man!
Does all you once possessed still please you? Between the Easter Mass and the banquet, you are walking to that place from which no one returns.
When the houses of the great collapse, laying into who had no share in the fortunes of the mighty often have a share in their misfortunes.
The plunging Wain.
Drags the sweating beasts with it into the
Abyss.
Take him to the third courtyard. Her ladyship was fainting, so I must carry her down. She must get away.
And what about us?
We'll all be slaughtered like chickens. It's the old story.
Oh, Jesus, Harry, what's going to happen? There's already bloodshed in the town, they say.
Nonsense. The governor has been asked politely to appear at a prince's meeting.
Everything will be all right. We have this on the best authority.
You can be present your duty as a doctor to attend and tell her Abashvili. My duty? It's yours. Nika Mikatsi, who is in charge of the child today? You or me? Do you really think, Nika Mikatsi, I'm going to stay another minute in this cursed house for that little brat? Oh, duty be damned. Go to hell.
This time it happened before night. The soldiers won't be drunk till then.
Does anyone know if they've started a mutiny yet? The Palace Guard has ridden away.
Doesn't anyone know what's happened?
Well, the fisherman said that a comet with a red tail has been seen over the capital. That means bad luck.
Yesterday they were saying in the capital that the Persian War is lost.
The princes have started a great revolt. There's a rumour that the Grand Duke has already fled. Palace Guard is to be hanged.
The likes of us will be left alone. I'm a brother in the iron shirts.
Everyone! Everyone into the third courtyard! All hands! Help with pancakes!
Anybody see Grusha back Betsy? Grusha! There you are at last, Grusha. What are you going to do? Nothing. If the worst comes to worst, I'll run with a farm in the mountains. But what about you? Don't worry about me. Grusha Nazi, your desire to my plans fills me with satisfaction. I've been ordered to accompany Madame Terabashvili, so go. But hasn't the Palace Guard mutinied? That's a fact. But isn't it dangerous to accompany the woman? In Tiflis, they say, how can stabbing harm the knife? You're not a nurse, Simon, you're a man. What's it got to do with you? The woman has nothing to do with me, but I have my orders, and so I go. The soldier's a pig-headed man. He gets himself into trouble for nothing. Nothing at all. Grisha! I must go to the third courtyard. I'm in a hurry. As there's a hurry, you ought to quiet. For a good quarrel, one needs time. May I ask if the young lady still has parents? No. Only your brother. As time is short, the second question would be, is the young lady as healthy as a fish in water? Perhaps there's a wild pain in the right shoulder, but otherwise strong enough for any work. So far, no one has complained.
Everyone knows that. Even if it's Easter Sunday and there's the question who should fetch the goose, then it's she. The third question is this. Is the young lady impatient? Does she want cherries in the winter?
Impatient, no. But if a man goes to war for no reason, and no message comes, that's bad.
A message will come. And finally, the main question.
Simon to chamber, because I'm in a hurry. I've got to go to the third courtyard. The answer is yes.
Hurry, they say, is the wind that blows down the scaffolding. But they also say the rich don't know what hurry is. I come from it. So the young lady has already made inquiries. Am healthy, have no dependents, and 10 piastres a month as a paymaster 20. And I'm asking honourably for your hand.
Simon to chamber, that suits me.
This cross belongs to my mother, Grusha Nazi. The chain is silver. Is rarity.
I thank you, Simon.
No one must harness the horses. The young lady will understand that. It'd be better if the young ladies go to the third courtyard, otherwise there'll be trouble.
Yes, Simon.
I'll just hope the women remain loyal. When the war's over, I'll come back. In 2 weeks, or 3. I hope my intending won't get tired waiting for my return.
Simon to chamber, I shall wait for you.
I will be waiting for you.
Chevalier Nancy. And farewell.
Honest, the horses for the big carriage! Don't stand there doing nothing, idiot!
As usual, nobody's paying slightest attention. I hardly know if I'm standing on my head or my feet. Where's Michael? Don't hold him so clumsily. Hie the trunks onto the carriage. Shall we any word from the office?
We must get away at once.
Is any news from the town?
No, so far all is quiet, but there isn't a minute to lose. There's not enough room for the trunks on the carriage. Please, pick out what you need.
Only essentials. Quick, open the trunks and I'll tell you what I've got to have. That green one, and of course that one with the fur trimming. Where are the doctors? I'm getting this terrible migraine again. It always starts in the temples. This one with the little pearl buttons. You're taking your time, eh? Go and get the hot water bottle at once. Don't tear the sleeve.
I promise you, madam, no harm has come to the dress.
Because I caught you. I've been watching you for a long time. Nothing in your head but making eyes at the adjutant. I'll kill you, you bitch!
I must ask you to make haste at Chalabashvili. They're fighting in the town.
My God. Do you think they'll do something to me? Why should they? Where's my brocade jacket? Help me! What about Michael? Is he asleep? Yes, madam. Then put him down a moment and go and fetch my little Morocco slippers from the bedchamber. I need them to go with a green dress. Don't stand around, you! Stay here or I'll have you flogged! Just look at the way these things have been packed. No love, no understanding. And if one doesn't give every order oneself, at such moments one realises what one's servants are like. Masha! You all gorge yourselves, but never a sign of gratitude. I won't forget.
Now tell her, you must leave at once. Obialana, judge of the Supreme Court, has just been hanged. The carpet weavers are in revolt.
Why? I must have that silver dress that cost 1,000 piastres, and that one there, and all of my furs. Where is my wine-coloured dress?
Riots have broken out in the outer town. We've got to leave this minute. Where's the child?
Maro, bring the child. Where are you?
We'll probably have to do without the carriage and ride.
I can't find that wine-coloured dress. Take the whole heap and carry it into the carriage. Why hasn't Maro come back? Have you all gone off your heads? I told you it's right at the bottom.
Quick! Quick!
Run, just throw them into the carriage.
We're not driving by carriage. Now come at once, I'll ride off on my own.
Maro, get the child ready. Go and look, Masha. No, first, take the dress to the carriage. It's all nonsense. I wouldn't dream of riding. Fire!
That must be the escape that's burning.
They've gone. Without a food wagon, how are we going to get away? This is going to be an unhealthy place for some time. Salika, I'm going to fetch some blankets. We're clearing out.
Madam, she's gone. And the child? They left it behind. Those brutes. Hold it, Ryan. I'm going to look at the carriage. What they left the governor? Oh God! Oh God! I'm Master George Bash. The morning mass was a picture of hell, and now I'm taken away. We're all lost from the time. No, come on, George Bash.
Calm down, Nina. You'll get away. You've done no one any harm.
Oh God! Oh God!
Nina takes it to heart more than the mistress. People like that get us even do their weeping for them. The child. What are you doing with it?
He left it behind.
She just left it. Michael, you never allowed the draft.
He's waking up.
Better put him down, I tell you. I'd rather not think what would happen to the person sitting with that child. I'll get our things, you wait here.
He's right. Once they begin, they'll slaughter whole families. I'll go and get my belongings.
Didn't you hear? Don't put him down.
But the nurse asked me to hold on to him for a moment. That one won't come back, you silly.
Keep your hands off him.
There'll be more after on sled. You run. We're taking the ox cart. You can have a lift if you hurry. Jesus, by now the whole neighbourhood must be in flames.
Haven't you packed anything yet? There isn't much time, you know. The iron shirts will soon be here from the bag.
I'm coming!
Put it here, right in the middle. That's not the middle, further to the right. Good. What I do, my friends, I do well. Only this morning at the church door, I said to George Abashvili, I love a clear sky. Actually, what I prefer is lightning from a clear sky. Oh yes. But it's a pity they took the brat away. I need him. Badly. Since the whole of Lucina won 1,000 piastres reward.
As she was standing between courtyard and gate, she heard, or thought she heard, a low voice. The child called to her, not whining but calling quite sensibly, at least so it seemed to her.
Woman,
It said,
help me.
went on calling, not whining but calling quite sensibly.
Don't you know, woman? It's she who does not listen to a cry for help, but passes by, shutting her ears,
Will never hear the gentle call of a lover.
nor the blackbird at dawn, nor the happy sigh of the exhausted grape picker, at the sound of the Angelus, the Angelus, the Angelus, the Angelus, the Angelus.
Hearing this, she went back to the child, just for one more look, just to sit with it for a moment or two, till someone should come, its mother perhaps, or someone else. Just for a moment before she left.
For now the danger was too great, the city full of flame and grief.
Terrible is the temptation to do good.
For a long time she sat with the child. Evening came, night came, dawn came. Too long she sat, too long she watched. The soft breathing, the little fists, till towards morning the temptation grew too strong. She rose, she leaned over, she sighed. She lifted the child. She carried it off. Like booty, she took it for herself. Like a thief, she sneaked away.
Vajnati left the city on the Gracinian highway towards the northern mountains. She sang a song. She bought some milk.
Howl the merciful, escape the merciless, the bloodhounds, the trappers. Towards the misty mountains she wandered.
Along the Gracinian highway she wandered.
She sang a song.
She bought some milk.
Milk? We haven't any milk. The soldiers from the cities, we've got goats. If you want milk, go to soldiers.
But you surely have a little jug of milk for a child.
And for a God bless you, eh?
Who said anything about God bless you? We're going to pay like princes, head in the clouds, bottoms in the water. And how much is this jug?
3 piastres. Milk's gone up.
3 piastres for that drop? Did you hear that, Michael? We can't afford that. We'll have to try again. Like this. Drink, Michael. I think it's 3 piastres. There's nothing there, but you think you're drinking. That's something. Open up, Grandpa, we'll pay! May God strike you. I thought it'd be half a piastre, but the child must have something. What about 1 piastre?
2.
Okay, don't slam the door again. We'll pay. But this milk has got to last. We have a long journey ahead of us. These are cutthroat prices, it's a sin.
If you want milk, kill the soldiers.
That's an expensive joke. Around here, can we burnt our money so we can have bottom? Drink, Michael. It's half a week's pay. A brocade shawl worth 1,000 piastres, and not 1 piastre for milk. Look, and there's a carriage of rich ladies. We ought to get on that. Hey! The ladies wanted to spend this night here too. It's awful how crowded it's everywhere. And not a carriage to be found. My coachman simply turned back. I've been walking for half a mile, on foot, and barefoot too. And my Persian shoes, you know those heels. But why doesn't someone come?
That innkeeper certainly takes her time. The whole country's lost its manners since those goings-on started in the capital.
Excuse an old woman for keeping you waiting, ladies. My little grandchild will show me a peach tree in blossom. They're on the slope behind the cornfields. We're planting fruit trees there, a few cherries. Further west, the ground gets more stony. That's where the farmers graze their sheep. You ought to see the peach blossom. The pink is exquisite.
You live in a fertile region.
God has blessed it. How far on is the fruit blossom further south, my ladies? I take it you come from the south.
I must admit, I haven't been paying much attention to the landscape.
Of course, the dust. It is advisable to travel slowly on our high roads, provided, of course, one isn't in too great a hurry.
Put your scarf round your throat, dearest. The evening breeze seems rather cool here.
It comes down from the Younger Tail glaciers, my ladies.
Yes, I'm afraid my son might catch a cold.
A very spacious caravanserai. Should we go in?
Oh, the ladies want rooms. But the caravanserai is full up, my ladies, and the servants have run off. I very much regret it, but I cannot accommodate another person, not even with references.
But we can't spend the night here on the road.
How much?
My ladies, you will understand that in these times, when so many fugitives, no doubt quite respectable people, but not popular with the authorities, are looking for shelter, a house has to be particularly careful. Therefore,
My dear lady, we aren't fugitives. We are simply moving to have summer residence in the mountains, that's all. It would never occur for us to ask for hospitality if we needed it all that urgently.
of course, I only doubt if the time room at my disposal would suit the ladies. I have to charge 60 piastres per person. Are the ladies together?
I'm afraid in a way, I'm also in need of shelter.
60 piastres, the cutthroat price.
My ladies, I have no desire to cut throats. That's why...
Must we talk about throats? Let's go in.
180 piastres for one room. Who's the charge? It's impossible. What if it cries?
The room costs 180, whether it's 2 persons or 3.
Well, on the other hand, I couldn't bear to think of you out here on the road. My dear, do come in. Piastres. I haven't been so upset since they brought your rider home.
Must you talk about Igor?
Actually, we are 4 persons. The child is 1 too, isn't it? Couldn't you pay half at least?
That's impossible. I had to leave in a hurry, you see, and the ad haven't got enough money.
Perhaps you haven't even the 60.
Oh, that much I'll pay.
Where are the beds?
There aren't any beds. Here are some sacks and blankets. You'll have to arrange them yourselves. Be glad you're not being put in a hole in the earth like lots of others.
Did you hear that? I'm going straight to the inn. That girl must be whipped.
Like your husband.
That's so cruel.
How are we going to arrange something to sleep on?
I'll see to that. It always is if there are several pairs of hands. You still have the carriage. My dear Anastasia Kaczynowski, my husband was saying before luncheon, do go and lie down. Georgie's right to the government. I can't possibly lie down and then there are 60 for luncheon. And one can't trust the servants. And Michael George a bit won't without me. See, Michael, everything will be all right. What did I tell you? There we are, ladies. Least one doesn't have to sleep on the bare floor. I folded the blankets double.
You seem rather clever at making beds, my dear. Let's have a look at your hands.
What?
You're being asked to show your hands. Crap! A servant! Service! You're a poultry spinner. Just confess what mischief you're up to.
I know that's any mischief. I just thought you might say to carry your carriage.
That's not service!
I'm not making noise. I'll go off my own.
Yes, you'll go right. Who are the police?
Yes, not the police!
For the moment you're staying here, don't you dare move
But I
you.
was ready to pay the 60 piastres. Here, look for yourself. Here are 4 tens, and here's a 5. No, that's another 10. A 10 makes 60.
Take some of money!
Madam, I just wanted to get a child for the carriage. That's the truth.
So that's what you want. Onto the carriage. Now it's come out.
Madam, I confess I'm from a humble family. But the child's of noble birth. Look at the linen. He's fleeing like yourself.
A noble birth. We know that one. The father's a prince, eh?
Hurry up, she's being attacked!
Don't shout! Have you no heart at all?
Look out, she attacked you. She's going to help murder.
What's going on here?
This person has smugged herself in by playing the lady. She's probably a thief.
And a dangerous one too. She tried to murder us. It's a case for the police. Oh God, I feel my migraine coming on.
There aren't any police at the moment. Pack your things, sister, and make yourself scarce.
You monsters! You're nailing your heads to the wall.
Shut your trap! We'll have the old lady out here and there's no trifling with her.
Just see if she hasn't stolen something already.
Look before you leap, I say. Another time have a good look at people before you get mixed up with them.
I thought they'd be more like to treat their own kind better.
Not then, believe me. Nothing's harder than aping a lazy, useless person. Once they suspect, you can wipe your own arse so that your hands have ever touched a broom, the game's up. Just wait a minute. I'll get you a corn cake and a few apples.
Better not. I should get out of here before the old lady comes back. The walk will not be out of danger, I think.
At the next crossroads, turn right.
As Kushevashnazi wandered northwards, she was followed by the prince's iron shirts.
How will the barefooted girl escape the iron shirts, the bloodhounds, the trappers?
They are hunting even by night.
Pursuers,
Don't get tired.
butchers.
Never sleep.
Blockhead! You'll never amount to anything. What? Because your heart's not in it. Last night, when I laid that fat woman, I admit you collared her husband as I commanded, And you did kick him in the stomach. But did you enjoy it like a good soldier? Or did you do it from a sense of duty? I've kept my eyes on you, blockhead. You're like a hollow reed or a tinkling cymbal. You'll never get promoted. Don't you think I don't notice how insubordinate you are? In every way. I forbid you to limp. You limp just because I sold the horses. And I sold the horses so I wouldn't have got our price again. I know you. You limp just to show me you don't like marching. But that won't help you. It'll go against you. Sing! Sing! He lets himself be hacked to pieces by his superiors, and even whilst dying, is aware of his corporal's nodding approval. For him, that's more than enough. That's all he wants. But you won't get a nod, and you'll croak just the same. Christ, how am I to lay my hands on the governor's bastard with an ass like you?
When Gushevashnati came to the river Sira, the flight was too much for her, the helpless child too heavy.
Rosy dawn in the cornfields is nothing but cold to the sleepless. The gay clatter of the milk cans in the farmyard.
In the farmyard where the smoke rises.
Is nothing but a threat to the fugitives. She who drags the child feels nothing but its weight.
Now you've wetted yourself again. You know I've no nappies. Mike, we've got to part. It's far enough from the city. They won't want you so badly. They won't follow you this far. The woman looks kind. Just you smell the milk. So farewell, little Michael. I forget how you kicked me in the back all night to make me go faster. And you forget the meagre fare. It was meant well. I'd love to have kept you, because your nose is so small. But I can't do it. I'd have shown you your first rabbit and how not to wet yourself. But I must turn back, because my sweetheart the soldier might soon return. And supposing he didn't find me. You can't ask that of me, Michael.
Jesus Christ! What's this? A rat!
Rosa, let me have my suit.
Where's your mother? Haven't you got one? He's a boy. Oh, he's fine. He's from a noble family. And they
they leave him here on our doorstep? What times we live in?
They think we're going to feed it. They're mistaken. Take it to the priest in the village. It's all we can do.
What will the priest do with it? It needs a mother. There, it's waking up. Don't you think we could keep it?
No!
I could lay it in the corner, next to the armchair. I only need a crib for it, and I could take it to the fields with me. Look, he's smiling. Husband, we have a roof over our heads, and we can do it. I won't hear another word about it.
Why so gay, you, making for home?
Because with a smile, the child has won new parents for himself.
That's why I'm glad. Because I'm rid of the loved one.
That's why I'm happy.
And why are you sad?
I'm sad because I'm single and free of the little burden in whom my heart was beating, like one rolled, like one impoverished. I'm going.
Young lady, you're running into the armed forces. Where are you coming from? When are you coming? Are you entertaining illegal relations with the enemy? Where is he hiding? What sort of movements is he making in your rear? What about the hills? What about the valley? How are your stockings fastened?
They're stockings fastened. You better withdraw.
I always withdraw. In that respect, I'm reliable. Why are you still at lance? In a field, a soldier never loses control of his lance. That's an order, let bar blocking. Now then, young lady, where are you off to?
So I intended, once Simon should take the palace guard in Luca. Wait till I write to him and break your bones for you.
Simon Chachaver? Indeed, I know him. He gave me the key so I'll keep an eye on you once in a while. Blockade! We're getting unpopular. We must make her realise we have honourable intentions. Young lady, my apparent flippancy hides a serious nature. So I'll tell you officially. I want a child from you. Oh, Blockade! She's understood! Ooh, isn't that a sweet fright? But first I must take the bread out of the oven, officer! But first I must change my toy chemise, Colonel! But joking apart, listen, young lady, we're after a child. Have you heard of a child from the city, dressed in fine linen?
No, I've heard nothing.
Run, kind heart, the killers are coming. Help the helpless child, helpless girl.
And so she runs.
After her!
In the bloodiest times, there are still good people. In the bloodiest times, there are still good people. In the bloodiest times, there are still good people. In the bloodiest times, there are still good people.
Quick! The Iron Shirts are coming! It was I left it on the doorstep, but it isn't mine! It's of a noble family!
Who's coming? What's the Iron Shirt?
The Iron Shirts are after it!
They've got no business in my house, but it seems I must have a word with you.
Take off the fine linen! That'll give us away!
Oh, you and your linen. In this house, I decide. And don't you mess up my room. But
They're coming from behind the trees! I shouldn't have run away! They gave me ideas! What should I do?
Jesus and Mary, Iron Shirt!
They're after the child!
How do they come in?
You mustn't give it to them! Say it's yours!
Yes!
If you let them have it, they'll run it through!
But suppose they demand it!
They'll run it through if you let them have it! Right here in your room! You've got to say it's yours!
The bedroom over our head!
That's why I've got to say it's yours! His name's Michael! I should have told you that! Don't tremble! Don't nod your head! They'll notice! Yes. Stop saying yes! I can't stand any longer! Haven't you got a child?
In the war!
Then perhaps he's an Iron Shirt by now too! And what if he ran children through? You'd give him a fine piece of your mind. Stop waving that last night in my room? Is that what I read you from? Go and wash your neck before you speak to your mother.
That's true, I wouldn't let him speak to me like that.
say it's yours?
Yes.
They're coming.
Well, there she is. What did I say? My nose. I smell her. Young lady, I have a question to ask you. Why did you run away? What did you think I'd do to you? I bet it was something lewd. Confess.
I left milk on the stove. Then I suddenly remembered it.
Ah! I thought it was because you imagined I looked at you in a lewd way. As if I were thinking there could be something between us. A lustful glance. Know what I mean?
I didn't see that.
But it could have been, eh? You must admit that after all. I could be a complete swine. I'm quite frank. I could think of all sorts of things if we were alone. And you got something to do outside the cheese feet?
Doctor, I don't know anything about it. Please don't set my house on fire.
What are you talking about?
I had nothing to do with it. I swear she left it on my doorstep.
Ah! There's a little one in the crib. Blockhead. I spent 1,000 piastres. Say the old girl outside no answer. Try to do some cross-examining. Well, there's a child I wanted from you.
Officer, it's mine. It's the one you're after.
Oh, just have a look at it.
It's mine. It's mine.
Nice linen.
After her escape from the Iron Shirts, after 22 days of wandering at the foot of the Angatau Glacier, from this moment on, Gushavashnati decided to be the child's mother.
The helpless girl became the mother of the helpless child.
Gushavashnati came to the narrow footbridge on the eastern slope. She sang the song of the rotten bridge and risked 2 lives.
Take your time, young woman. You won't get over that house anyway. But I simply have to get my child over the eastern side. It's my brother. Have to? What do you mean by have to? I have to get there too because I have to buy 2 carpets in Ayton. Carpets women had to sell because her husband had to die. But can I do what I have to? Can she? Andre's been fishing for 2 hours for that rope, and I ask you, how are we to fasten it, even if he gets it?
Shush, I think I hear something.
The bridge is not quite rotten. I think I'll try and cross it. I would try that even if the devil himself wrong with you? Are they after you? Well, I'll have to tell you. Iron shirts are after me. I knocked one down.
Hide our merchandise.
Why did you tell us at once? If they catch you, they'll have to speak out about.
Out of my way, I've got to cross that bridge.
You can't, there's a precipice of 2,000 feet.
And even now we've got the rope, it doesn't make sense. We can hold it with our hands, but then the iron shirts get across the same way.
Come on, Lane!
They're getting near. But you can't take that child across the bridge. It's sure to break. Just look down.
2,000 feet.
But those men are worse.
Anyway, you can't do it with the child. Risk your own life if they're after you, but not the child.
She's even heavier with the child.
Perhaps she's really got to go. Here, give it to me. I'll hide it and you can cross the bridge alone. I won't. We belong together. Live together. Die together. I'll try it. That's 10 seems odd. I beg you, throw that stick away. Otherwise the iron shirts will get hit and they'll follow me.
days the sister wandered. Across the glacier, down the hill she wandered.
When I enter my brother's house,
She thought to herself,
he will rise and embrace me. Is that you, sister?
he will say,
I've been expecting you for so long. This here is my dear wife, and this is my farm, come to me by marriage, with 11 horses and 31 cows. Sit down, sit down, sit down, sit down. Sit down with your child at our table and eat.
the brother's house is in a lovely valley. The sister was too ill from her wanderings. The brother rose from his table.
Where do you come from, Grusha?
I walked across the end of Doncaster.
What language is the head? The child with her.
Go and grind the road.
This is my wife, Nico.
We thought you were in search of Nuka.
Yes, I was. Wasn't it a good job?
We were told it was a good one.
The governor's been killed.
Yes, we heard the riots. Your aunt told us about it. Remember, Nico?
Here with us, it's quiet.
City people always need some kind of excitement. Soso! Soso! Take the flat cake out of the oven, do you hear? Where are you?
Has he got a father? I thought so. We must think up something. She's very pious.
These servants. You have a child.
He's mine.
Mary shows if she's ill. What are we to do?
Sit down. Sit down. I'm sure it's just weakness.
As long as it's not scarlet fever.
Then she'd have spots. I'm sure it's only weakness. Don't worry, Nico. Do you feel better sitting?
Is the child hers?
He's mine.
She's on her way to her husband.
Really? Your meat's getting cold. Cold food's not good for you. At least the fat parts. You know your stomach's your really smart. If your husband's not in town, where is he then?
She got married on the other side of the mountain, she says.
Oh, on the other side.
I think I have to lie down somewhere ever.
If it's consumption, we'll all get it. Has your husband a farm?
He's a soldier.
But he's coming into a farm, a small farm, from his father.
Isn't he in the war? Why not? Since he's in the war, then why do you want to go to the farm?
When he comes back from war, he'll come to his farm.
But you're going there now?
Yes, to wait for him.
Soso, the cake!
The farm. A soldier. Waiting. Sit down. Eat.
That's scarlet fever.
Yes, he has a farm.
I'm sure it's only weakness. Don't worry, Nico. Would you like to go and look after cake yourself, my dear?
But when will he come back if the war, as they say, has broken out again? Soso! Soso!
You'll get a bit in a moment. She has a good heart, but only after supper.
Take it.
Because they're here long, you must realise she's very pious.
The sister was too ill. The cowardly brother had to give her shelter. The autumn passed. The winter came.
The winter was long.
The winter was short.
The people mustn't go.
The rats mustn't bite. The spring mustn't come.
Why are you two sitting there muffled up like coachmen? Perhaps it's too cold in the room.
It's not too cold, Reverend.
If it's too cold, you'll come sit there with the child. Anika would blame herself. I hope the priest didn't question you about the child.
He did, but I didn't tell him anything.
That's good. I wanted to talk to you about Anika. She has a good heart. She's very, very sensitive. People only have to mention our farm and she's worried. She takes everything to heart, you know. Our milkmaid once went to church with a hole in her stocking. Ever since then, my dear Anika has always worn 2 pairs of stockings to church. It's hard to believe, but it's the old family. Sure there are no rats in here? If so, you couldn't stay. What's that dripping?
It must be barrel leaking.
Yes, it must be a barrel. Now, you've already been here 6 months, haven't you? Was I talking about Nico? Of course I do mention the iron shirt. She has a weak heart. That's why she doesn't make conduct for work. And that's why she made those remarks yesterday. Can you believe it? She's worrying about your soldier. Suppose he comes back and doesn't find her, she says, and lies awake. He can't come before spring, I tell her. Dear woman. When do you think he'll come? What's your idea? Not before spring, that's what you think too. I see you no longer believe he'll come back. But when spring comes and snow is bursting on the pastures, you must live here, because then they can come and look for you. We're already talking about a child with an unmarried mother. Because the snow is melting on the roof and spring is here.
Yes!
Let me tell you what we'll do. You need a place to go. And because of the child, you must have a husband to stop people talking. I've made cautious inquiries about how we can get a husband for you, Grisha, and I found one. I spoke to a woman just over the mountain who is our son. She's good.
But I can't marry another man. I must wait for Simon to chaver.
Yes, that's what we considered. You don't need a man in bed. There's man on paper. And that's the very man I've found. The son of the woman I spoke to is dying. Isn't that wonderful? It's just his last gasp. And everything is, as we've said, a man just over the mountain, and when he reached it, he died. Sure or widow. What do you say?
I could do with a document with seals for Michael.
Seal makes all the difference. Without the seal, even the Shah of Persia can prove who's the Shah. And you have a roof over your head.
How much does she want for it?
400 piastres.
How will you afford that?
Nico's milk money.
No one will know us over there. I'll do it.
I'll tell the woman at once.
Michael, you've caused a lot of trouble. I came by you as the pear tree comes by the sparrows. As a Christian picks up across the bread, so it won't go to waste. I ought to have walked away quickly from you on the Easter Sunday in Newcastle. Now I'm the fool.
The bridegroom was lying on his deathbed when the bride arrived. The bridegroom's mother was waiting at the door, bidding them hurry. The bride brought along a child. The witness hid it during the ceremony.
Quick! Come on! Quick! Or he'll die on us before the wedding!
But I was never told she already had a child.
Well, what's it matter? It's all the same to him in his condition.
Him? But I won't survive the shame. We're honest people. Doesn't have to marry someone who already has a child.
All right, I'll add another 200 piastres. You have to advise him that the farm will go to you, but she has the right to live here for another 2 years.
It will hardly cover the funeral expenses. I hope she will really let me hand with the work. And now what's happened to the monk? He must have slipped out of the kitchen window. When they get wind in the village that Yusup's end is near, they'll all be round our necks. Oh dear. I'll go and get the monk. But he mustn't see the child.
I'll take care he doesn't see it, but why a monk? Why not a priest?
Oh, he's just as good. I made one mistake. I paid him half his fee in advance. Now we'll have gone to the tavern. I hope he's not drunk already.
She saved on the priest of wretch. She's a cheap monk.
Send Simon to check him if he turns up.
Yes. Won't you have a look at him?
It's not moving an eyelid. I hope we're not too late.
Holy Mary, Mother of God, pray for us sinners now and at the hour of our death. Holy Mary, Mother of God, pray for us sinners now and at the hour of our death. Holy Mary, Mother of God, pray for us sinners now and at the hour of our death.
Now I'm for it. I must ask you all to wait for a few moments. My son's bride has just arrived from town, and we have to have an emergency wedding. A news spread it about. The wedding can start at once. Here's the license. I am the bride's brother. The bride's brother and I are the witnesses.
We are gathered here together to join this man and this woman in holy matrimony. I am prepared to be faithful, obedient, and a good loving wife to this man, to cleave to him until death you do part.
Yes.
And are you prepared to be a good and loving husband to your wife until death you do part? And are you prepared to be a good and loving husband to your wife until death you do part?
Of course it is! Didn't you hear him say yes?
All right, we declare this marriage contract. How about extreme motion?
Nothing doing. The wedding was quite expensive enough. I must now take care of the mourners. Did we say 700?
600. Now, I can't stay here and get to crash for the guests. It's a farewell, Bruce. And if my widowed sister ever comes to visit one day, she'll get a welcome to my wife. Or I'll get disagreeable.
May one ask whose the child is?
Is there a child? I don't see any child, and you don't see one either. Understand? Or else, I've seen all kinds of things happening behind the tavern. Come along now. This is my daughter-in-law. She arrived just in time to find dear Yusuf still alive.
He's been ill for a whole year, hasn't he? When my Vasali was called up, he was there to say goodbye.
Such things are terrible for a farmer with the corn ripe and the stalk and the farmer in bed. It will be a blessing for him if he doesn't suffer much longer, I say.
At first we thought he took to his bed because of military service, you know? And now he's ailing his trouble.
Please sit down and have some cakes.
There's a little one, you say. How can yes we manage that?
Anyway, she's lucky to force it off in time with him so sick.
They're gossiping already and stuffing themselves with the funeral cakes at the same time. And if he doesn't die today, I'll have to bake fresh ones tomorrow. When some riders passed by last night and I went out to see who they were, he was lying there like a corpse. That's why I sent for you. It can't take much longer.
Dear wedding guests and mourners, we stand deeply moved in front of a bed of death and marriage. The bride gets into the bed and the groom into the grave. We're in the marriage bed lies last will, and that makes people randy. Oh, my children, how varied is the fate of man. One dies to get a roof over his head, and the other marries so that flesh may be turned to dust from which is made. Oh, man.
He's got his own man. I shouldn't have hired such a cheap one. An expensive one knows how to pay. A 50 piastre priest like this one here has no dignity. And as for piety, he has precisely 50 piastres worth and no more. We must go in. Be a good boy, Michael. We're respectable now. What have you got your instruments for?
Brother on stage is down there. Told there's a wedding going on.
What? You, brother? Put more on my neck. Don't you know there's a dying man next door?
That's a tempting task for an artist. They could play a hushed wedding march. Or a gay funeral dance.
Well, you might as well play. I can't stop the music in any case.
little tambourine. What gossip are you spreading abroad?
What about the bride shaking her leg?
Shaking her leg before rattle the bones.
When pretty Miss Plushbottom wed,
A rich man with no teeth in his head.
they inquired, is it fun?
She replied, no, it's not.
So there's candles and soon you'll be dead. Have you had the latest? The Grand Duke's back.
But the points are against him. Oh, the show of birds, they say. There's a great army. We saw all of them.
But how is this possible? After all, the show of Persia is against the Grand Duke.
But against the sword too.
In any case, the war's over. Our soldiers are already coming back. Are you feeling ill? Oh, that's just excitement about dear Yesset. Sit down and rest a while, my dear.
Now everything will be as it was. Only the taxes will go up because we'll have to pay for the war.
Did someone say the soldiers are back?
I did.
They can't be true.
Show me the shawl. We bought it from a soldier. It's from Persia.
They are here.
What's the matter with you? Why did you look after our guests? What's all this nonsense from the city got to do with us?
Persian saddles can be bought from soldiers, but some exchange them for crutches.
Only one side's movings can win, but the soldiers on both sides are the losers.
At least the war's over now. It's something they can't pull you up anymore.
What we need most are 2 weeks of good weather.
It's hardly a parallel truce this year.
Please sit down and have some more cake. There's more to come.
How many more cakes are you going to stuff down their throats? Do you think I can shit money? Don't stare so. Where's the wife you foisted on me? Funeral supper, that's what you like. Get out before I kick you out.
Oh, confusion.
The wife discovers that she has a husband.
By day there's a child, by night there's a man.
The lover is on his way by day and night. The married couple are looking at each other. The chamber is narrow.
That's her business, not yours. Where's she hiding now?
Roja! The peasant wants you! There are still 2 holes to mend.
Scrub my back.
And can't the peasant do that himself?
Can't the peasant do that himself? Get the brush, to hell with you. Are you the wife or are you a stranger? Oh, too cold.
I'll run and get some more hot water. Let me do it.
You stay here. Rub harder and don't make such a fuss. You've seen a naked man before. That child of yours can't have come out of thin air.
The child was not conceived in joy, if that's what the peasant means.
A likely story. This is a nice thing you saddle me with here. A cold fish for a wife.
She isn't willing.
Pause! But go easy. Ow! Go easy, I said. I'd be surprised if you hadn't been up to something in the city. What else would you be here for? But I haven't said anything about that. I also haven't said anything about the bastard you brought into my house. But my patience with you is coming to an end. It's against nature. More! And even if your soldier does return, you're married.
Yes.
But your soldier won't return now. Don't you believe it?
No.
You're cheating me. You're my wife and you're not my wife. Where you lie, nothing lies, and yet no other woman can lie there. When I go to work in the mornings, I'm dead tired. When I lie down at night, I'm awake as the devil. God has made you a woman. Now what do you do about it? My fields don't bring me in enough to buy my woman about town. Besides, it's a long way. Woman hoes the fields and parts her legs. That's what our almanac says. Do you hear?
Yes. I don't mean to cheat you out of it.
She doesn't mean to.
Pour some more water. Ow!
As she sat by the stream to wash her linen, she saw his image in the water, and his face grew dimmer as the months passed by.
As she raised herself to wring the linen, she heard his voice in the murmuring maple, and his voice grew fainter.
As the months passed by.
Excuses and sighs grew more numerous. Tears and sweat flowed faster.
As the years passed by, as the child grew up.
Now you can play with them, but don't let them boss you about because you're the smallest.
Simon, is that Grusha Nancy?
Simon!
Good morning and good health to the young lady.
And good morning to the soldier. And thank God he's returning good health.
They found better fish than me, so they didn't eat me, said they had it.
Courage at the kitchen boy, and luck's in the hero.
And how are things here? Was the winter bearable? Did the neighbours behave?
The winter was a little rough, and the neighbours as usual, Simon.
May one ask if a certain person is still in the habit of putting her leg in the river and washing her linen?
And the answer is no, because of the eyes in the bushes.
The young lady is talking about soldiers. Here stands a paymaster.
Is that what French Piastres?
And bored.
Behind the barracks, under the date trees.
Just there. I see someone has kept her eyes open.
Someone has.
And has not forgotten. And so the door is still on its hinges, as they say.
What's that mean? Is something wrong?
Simon to Chamber, something has happened. I can never go back to Luca.
What has happened?
It so happened that I knocked down an iron shirt.
Grusha Nazi have had her reasons for that.
Simon to Chamber, my name is also not what it was.
I don't understand that.
When do women change their names, Simon? Let me explain it to you. Nothing stands between us. Everything between us remains as it was. You've got to believe that.
How can nothing stand between us and things be changed?
How can I explain it to you with the string so fast between us? Couldn't you cross the bridge?
Perhaps it's no longer necessary.
It's most necessary, Simon. Come over quickly.
Is the young lady saying that someone has come too late?
So many words are said, so many words are left unsaid. The soldier has come. Whence he comes, he doesn't say. Hear what he thought, but didn't say.
The battle began at dawn, grew bloody at noon. The first were before me,
The second behind me, the third at my side.
I trod on the first.
I abandoned the second.
The captain saved at the third.
My one brother died by steel.
My other brother died by smoke. My neck was burnt by fire. My hands froze in my gloves. My toes in my socks. For food
I had aspen buds.
For drink I had maple brew. For bed I had stones in water.
I see a cap in the grass. Is there a little one already?
There is, Simon. How can I hide it from you? But don't let it worry you. It isn't mine.
They say once the wind begins to blow, it blows through every crack. The woman need say no more.
There was great yearning, but there was no waiting. The oath was broken. Why was not disclosed. Hear what she thought, but didn't say.
Why you fought in the battle, soldier. The bloody battle, the bitter battle.
I found a child who was helpless.
And hadn't the heart to do away with it.
I had to care for what otherwise would have come to harm.
I had to bend down on the floor for breadcrumbs. I had to tear myself to pieces for what was not mine, but alien. Because someone must be the helper.
Because the little tree needs its water.
And the little lamb loses its way when the herdsman is asleep. And the bleating remains unheard.
Give me back the cross I gave you. Or better, throw it in the stream.
Simon Chatham, don't go away. It isn't mine. It isn't mine.
Brusha, the archers are coming. They're taking Michael away.
Are you Grusha? Is that your child?
orders to take this child found in your charge back to the city. There's suspicion it's Michael Abashvili, son and heir of the late Governor Georgi Abashvili and his wife Natera Abashvili. It's a document and a seal.
Don't take him away! Please! He's mine!
The iron shirts took the child away, the precious child. The unhappy girl followed them back to the city, the dangerous place. The real mother demanded the child back. The foster mother faced her trial.
Who will try the case? On whom will the child be bestowed? Who will be the judge? A good one? A bad one? The city was in flames. On the judgment seat sat Azak.
Now to the story of the judge, of how he turned judge and how he passed judgment, of what kind of judge he is. On the Easter Sunday of the Great Revolt, when the Grand Duke was overthrown and the Governor Abashvili, father of our child, lost his head, the village clerk Azdak found a fugitive in the woods and hid him in his hut.
You're not a horse. It won't do you any good for the police if you run like a dirty nose in April. Stop, I tell you! Come here. Sit down and feed. Here's a piece of cheese. Haven't had anything for some time, eh? Why did you run so fast, you arsehole? The policeman here haven't seen you. Blue funk. Got the squitters. Afraid. Don't slobber like a Grand Duke or sound. I can't stand it. It's one of those stinkers we've got to put up with, as God made them. Not the likes of you. I once heard of a senior judge who farted at a public dinner just to show his independence. Watching you eat like that really does give me the most awful ideas. And why don't you say something? Show me your hand. Don't you hear? Show me your hand! Right! So you're no bigger at all. You're a fraud, a swindler on legs. And here I am hiding you from the police like you're a decent human being. Why run like that if you're a landowner? Because that's what you are. Don't try and deny it. I can see it in your guilty face. Get out of here! What are you waiting for, you peasant flogger?
I'm wanted. Ask for undivided attention. Make proposition.
What do you want to make? A proposition? Well, if that isn't the height of insolence, he's making a proposition. The bitten man scratches his fingers bloody, and the leech makes a proposition. Get out, I tell you!
Understand the point of view. Persuasion. We'll pay 100,000 piastres for one night. How's that?
What? You think you can buy me? And for 100,000 piastres, a third-rate farm? That's 150,000. Got it?
Not on me, of course. We'll be set. Hurt than that.
Doubts? Profoundly. Get out!
Ascot!
I'm not in. Chauffeur, is that you spying around here again?
You've snared another rabbit, Azdak. You promised me it wouldn't happen again.
Shover, don't stand there and talk about things you don't understand. The rabbit is a dangerous and destructive animal. It devours plants, especially what they call weeds. It must be exterminated.
Azdak, don't be so hard on me. I'll lose my job if I don't arrest you. I know you have a good heart.
I don't have a good heart! Shover, how often am I to tell you? I'm a man of intellect.
I know, Azdak. You're a superior person. You say so yourself. I'm a Christian and I've no education. So I ask you, if one of the prince's rabbits is stolen and I'm a policeman, what am I to do with the offender?
Shover, shame on you! There you stand asking me a question. Nothing is more tempting than a question. Suppose you're a woman, let's say Nanovna, that bad girl, and you show me your thigh, Nanovna's side of it, and you ask me, what shall I do with my thigh? It itches. Is she as innocent as she pretends? No! I catch a rabbit and you catch a man, Shover. Man is made in God's image, not so the rabbit. Shover, you know that. Therefore, I am a rabbit eater and you are a man eater, Shover. And God will pass judgment upon you, Shover. Go home and repent. Go! No, stop! There is something. No, it's nothing at all. Go home and repent. Now he's surprised, eh? Surprised that I didn't hand you over. Well, I couldn't even hand over a bedbug to that beast of a policeman. Goes against my grain. Don't tremble at the sight of a policeman. So old and yet so cowardly. Sit down and finish your cheese. And eat it like a poor man or else they'll still catch you. Do I even have to tell you how a poor man behaves? Look, the box is the table. Place your elbows on the table. Now surround the plate with your arms as though you expect the cheese to be snatched from you at any moment. What right have you to be safe? Now hold the knife as though it's a small secret. That's right. Don't look so greedily at the cheese. Look at it mournfully. Because it's already disappearing. Like all good things. They're after you. That speaks in your favour. But how can I be sure they're not wrong about you? Ain't Tiflis once they hanged a landowner. A Turk. Why? Because he was a Turk. Something he couldn't do much about. And in justice, they say, he got onto the gallows like Pontius Pilate into the creed. In a word, I don't trust you.
Thus Asdaq gave shelter to the old beggar, only to find out that he was that murderer of the Grand Duke. And he was ashamed of himself, and he accused himself, and he turned himself over to the police and ordered them to take him to court, to Newcastle, to be judged.
I have helped the Grand Duke, the Grand Thief, the Grand Murderer by mistake. In the name of justice, I demand to be severely judged in a public trial.
Who's this queer bird? That's our clerk Azdak.
I am despicable, treacherous, branded. Tell them, Flatfoot, how I insisted on being put in these chains and brought to the capital. Because I sheltered the Grand Duke, the Grand Swindler by mistake. As I found out only afterwards, when I found this document in my hand. They can't read. Points out that the branded man is accusing himself. Tell them I'll force you to walk through half the night just to get all this cleared up.
And all thy threats. That wasn't nice of you, Asdak.
Shover, shut your trap! You don't understand. A new age has come which will thunder over you. You're finished. The place will be wiped out. Everything will be investigated, brought out into the open. In future, a man will prefer to give himself up. Why? Because he won't be able to escape the people. Tell him I'll be shouting all along Shoemaker Street. Out of ignorance, I let the grand swindler escape. Tear me to pieces, brothers, so as to get him first.
What was their answer? They comforted him in Butcher Street and laughed themselves sick in Shoemaker Street. That's all.
But here with you, brothers, I know it's different. Brothers, I know you're men of iron. Where's the judge? I must be tried.
Here's the judge. It's stuck bothering us. That's rather a sore spot this evening.
Here's the judge. That's an answer never heard in Brasilia before. Citizens, where's His Excellency the Governor? Here's His Excellency Stranger. Where's the Chief Tax Collector, the Official Recruiting Officer, the Patriarch, the Chief of Police? Here, here, here. All here. Brothers, this is what I expected of you.
Stop. What did you expect, you bird?
What happened in Persia, brother? What happened there?
What did happen in Persia?
40 years ago, everyone hanged. Viziers, tax collectors. My grandfather, a remarkable man, saw it all for 3 whole days, everywhere.
Who reigned after the vizier was hanged?
A peasant.
And who commanded the army?
A soldier. Soldier.
And who paid the wages?
A dyer. A dyer paid the wages.
Wasn't it carpet weaver, perhaps?
Why did all this happen, you Persian?
Why did all this happen? Must there be a special reason? Why do you scratch yourselves, brothers? War. Too long a war, and no justice. My grandfather, a remarkable man, brought back a song which tells what it was all about. I and my friend the policeman will sing it for you. And hold on to the chains, that's part of it.
Yes, that's right.
Georgie, the whole thing.
Did he teach you that song?
Yes, only my voice isn't good.
No, go on singing.
The second verse is about peace. The office is a jam, the officials are working in the streets. The rivers overflow their banks and they waste the fields. Those incapable of letting down their own trousers rule countries. Those who can't count
gonna sing that song here, in town.
Of course, what's wrong with it?
Do you see the sky getting red? That's in the outer town. This morning when Prince Kazbeki and Governor Abashvili beheaded, our carpet weavers also caught the Persian disease. They asked if Prince Kazbeki has been eating too many courses. And this afternoon, they strung out the town judge. But we beat him to a pulp for 2 piastres per weaver. You understand?
I understand.
Well, see what will happen next.
I don't think he's a really bad character, gentlemen. He poaches a few chickens here and there. Maybe the odd rabbit.
Here comes fish in troubled waters, eh?
I don't know why I've come here.
You enter him in a carpet with us? What about this song?
It was from my grandfather, a stupid, ignorant man.
Right. What about the die of paid wages?
That was in Persia.
What about denouncing yourself? Not having aimed the Grand Duke with your own hands?
Didn't I tell you? I let him escape.
I swear to it, he let him escape.
Come on, let's hang him!
No!
He's gonna hang him!
John is Jack Persian! Let us song on the road. Hang him!
There, yes, the new age!
And what is there to laugh about here, my friends? Permit me a serious word. Yesterday morning, the Prince of Rusinia overthrew the Grand Duke's war-thirsty government and did away with its governors. Unfortunately, the Grand Duke himself escaped. In this fateful hour, our carpet weavers, these eternal troublemakers, had the audacity to incite a rebellion and hang our universally beloved city judge, our dear Ilya Orbeliana. My friends, we need peace. Peace. Peace in Rusinia. And justice. Here I bring you my dear nephew, Bizagan Kazbeki. He's to be the new judge. A talented fellow. I say the people must decide.
Does this mean we're letting the judge?
Precisely. The people propose that talented fellow. Confirm, my friends. Don't worry, little fox. The job's yours. I'm not going to make Grand Duke to her. We're going to kiss the frackles arms anymore.
I got the jits because I still haven't called the Grand Duke.
We have clerks name for that. He let him get away.
Not sure of things yet, say. My friends and the people must decide.
Now he wants justice for Grushinia.
But fun's fun, as long as it lasts.
We'll ask the clerk. He knows all about justice. Hey, scoundrel!
You mean me?
Come here.
Would you like to have the nephew as judge?
You're asking me. You're not really asking me that, are you?
Why not? Anything for a laugh.
I'll take it you want to put him to a test. Am I right? Have you a crook on hand? An experienced one. So that the candidate can show how good he is.
Let me see. We have the governor's top doctors down there. Next you see.
Stop! That's no good. You can't take real crooks to assure the judge to be appointed. He may be an ass, but he must be appointed or else the law is violated. The law is a very sensitive organ, like the spleen. Once attacked with fists, the death occurs. You can hang those two. Why? Because you won't have violated the law, because no judge was present. Judgment must always be passed with complete solemnity. Because it's such rot! Suppose a judge throws a woman in the clink for having stolen a corn cake for her child, and he isn't wearing his robes. Or if he's scratching himself while passing sentence, so that more of a third of his body is exposed, in which case he'd have to scratch his thigh. Then the sentence he passes is a disgrace and the law is violated. It would be easy for a judge's hat and a judge's robe to pass sentence than a man without all that paraphernalia. If you don't look out, the law goes up in smoke. You don't taste wine by offering it to a dog. Why not? Because the wine would be gone.
So, what do you suggest? You hair splitter?
I'll be the defendant. I even know what sort.
You!
What have you decided?
We've decided to have a rehearsal. Our good friend Jack this defendant needs the judge's seat for the
That's unusual. But why? A mere formality, of course. What did they teach you? Who came there first? The slow one or the fast one?
The silent one. Uncle Arthur.
Is there anyone here that knows? I am the Grand Duke.
What is he?
The Grand Duke. He really does know him.
Good.
Get on with the proceedings.
Listen, I am accused of warmongering. Ridiculous, I'm saying. Ridiculous. Is that enough? If not, have brought lawyers along. About 500. Requisition all available seats for lawyers.
Do you want me to try this case? I must admit, I find it rather unusual. From the point of view of taste, I mean.
Go on. Let him have it, little fox.
All right. People of Lucinia versus Grand Duke. What have you to say, defendant?
Any amount. Have, of course, myself read war laws. Starting war at the time, on advice of patriarchs like Uncle Gaspiki. Demand Uncle Gaspiki as witness.
Quite a card, eh?
Motion overruled. You're being accused not of declaring war, which every ruler has to do once in a while, but of conducting it badly.
Rot! Didn't conduct it at all. Had it conducted? Had it conducted by princes? Wrestling, of course.
Do you deny having been Commander-in-Chief?
Not at all. Always was Commander-in-Chief. Even at birth, how that went us. Trained to drop turns in the bottom. Got used to command. Always commanded officials to rob my castle. Officers float soldiers, only on my command. Landlords sleep with peasants' wives, only when strictly commanded by me. Uncle Gaspiki here, grew beard, only my command.
Oh, that's good. That's a great answer, little fox. I'm with you.
I shall answer him, according to the law. Benton, preserve the dignity of the law.
Agreed. Command you, proceed with the trial.
It's not your business to command me. So, you claim the princes forced you to declare war. Then how can you claim they made a mess of it?
Didn't send enough troops, embezzled funds, brought sick horses. During a back attack, found drunk in the whorehouse. Proposed Uncle Gaz as witness.
Are you making the outrageous claim that the princes of this country did not fight?
No. Princes fought for war contracts.
That's too much. This man talks like a carpet weaver.
Really? He's saying the truth.
Hang him, hang him.
Keep quiet. Go on, Excellency.
Quiet. Now past sentence. Must be hanged. Hanged by the neck. Having lost war. Sentence passed. No appeal.
Away with him, away with him, away with him.
Young man, seriously advised not to avoid publicly, to do jerky and off speed. Can't be employed as watchdog if our black wolf got it.
Hang him! If
people realize princes talk same language as grand dukes, may even hang grand dukes and the princes. By the way, sentence, quash, reason, war lost, but not for princes. Princes have won their war, got themselves paid 6,820,000 piastres for horses not delivered.
hang him!
8,240,000 piastres for food supplies not produced.
Hang him!
And are therefore victuals. War only lost for Brusinia, which was not present in this court.
I think that's enough, my friend. You can withdraw, Jailbird. I think you can now ratify the new judge's appointment, my friends.
Yeah, we can do that. Take down the judge's robe. And now, you be off, so we can put the right man on the right seat. Step forward, you, and sit on the judge's seat. Sit down. The judge always was a rascal. Now the rascal should be the judge. Look, there's a judge for you.
Now there was civil war in the land. The rulers were unsaved.
Now Azdak was made a judge by the Iron Shirts.
Now Azdak remained a judge for 2 years.
Love shall be
cases. The court today will hear 2 cases simultaneously. Before I open the proceedings, a short announcement. I receive I reserve myself the right to punish one of these parties here for contempt of court. You are the doctor, and you are bringing a complaint against me. Is the doctor responsible for your condition?
Yes, I had a stroke because of him.
That sounds like professional negligence.
More than negligence. I gave this man money to study. So far he hasn't paid me back 1 penny. And when I heard he was treating a patient free, I had a stroke.
Rightly. And you, what do you want here? He treated your leg.
Not the right one. Remember, it wasn't a left leg, but he treated the wrong one. Now that's what I'm limping there.
And you got that free?
A 500 piastre operation free for nothing, for God bless you. And I paid this man to study. Did you learn to operate for nothing at school?
Your worship, it's actually the custom to demand a fee before an operation, as the patient is more willing to pay before an operation than after, which is only human. In this case, I was convinced when I started the operation that my servant had already received the fee. In this, I was mistaken.
He was mistaken. A good doctor doesn't make mistakes. He examines before he operates.
That's right. Public prosecutor, what's the other case about?
Blackmail. High Court of Justice. I'm innocent. I only wanted to find out from the landowner in question if he really had raped his niece. He kindly informed me that this was not the case and gave me the money only so as that I could let my uncle study music.
You, on the other hand, can't produce any extenuating circumstances in your defence.
Is human.
And you realise that in money matters, a good doctor is conscious of his responsibility. I once heard of a doctor who made 1,000 piastres out of a sprained finger. On another occasion, by careful treatment, he turned a mediocre gallbladder into a gold mine. You have no excuse, doctor. What's the name of the landowner?
The landowner doesn't want it to be known.
In that case, I will pass judgment. The court considers the blackmail proved, and you are sentenced to a fine of 1,000 piastres. If you have a second stroke, the doctor here will have to treat you for free, and if necessary, amputate. As compensation, you receive a bottle of embrocation. And you are sentenced to hand over half the proceeds of your deal to the public prosecutor to keep the landowner's name a secret. You're advised, moreover, to study medicine. You seem quite well suited for that profession. And you, doctor, are acquitted because of an inexcusable professional mistake. The next case is... Put it here. At least we can get some freezing little air from that lemon grove over there. It's good for justice to do it in the open. The wind blows her skirts up and you can see what's underneath. Shover, we've eaten too much. These rounds of inspections are very exhausting. So it's about your daughter-in-law?
Your worship, it's about the family honour. I wish to bring an action on behalf of my son, who's on business across the mountain. This is the offending stableman. And here's my unfortunate daughter-in-law.
I receive... Good. Now the formalities are disposed of. This is a case of rape.
Your worship, I surprised this rascal in the stable, in the act of laying Ludovica in the straw.
Quite right. The stables are beautiful horses. I particularly like the little chestnuts.
The first thing I did, of course, was to berate Ludovica, on behalf of my son.
I said I like the little chestnuts.
Really? Ludovica admitted that the stablemen took her against her will.
Take off your veil, Ludovica. Ludovica, you please the court. Tell us how it happened.
When I entered the stable to look at the new foal, the stableman said to me, "You've only called its up today and laid his hand on my left breast." I said to him, "Don't do that," but he continued to handle me indecently, which provoked my anger. Before I realised his sinful intentions, he had become intimate with me. It had already happened when my father-in-law entered the stable and accidentally trod on me.
Oh, my son.
Do you admit you started it?
Yes.
Ludovica, do you like sweet things?
Yes, sunflower seeds.
And do you like spending a long time in the tub?
Half an hour or so.
Public prosecutor, just drop your knife on the floor. Ludovica, do I pick up the public prosecutor's knife? You see that? The way it sways? The criminal element has been discovered and the rape proved. By eating too much, especially sweet things. By lying too long in warm water. By laziness and too soft a skin. You have raped the poor man. Do you imagine you can go around with a bottom like that and get away with it in court? This is a case of deliberate assault with a dangerous weapon. You are sentenced to hand over to court the little chestnut that your father liked to ride so much, on behalf of his son. And now, Ludovica, come with me to the stable, so that the court may investigate the scene of the crime. Prosecutor opens the proceedings.
It's about a cow. For 5 weeks, the defendant has had a cow in her stable, the property of farmer Suru. She was also found to be in the possession of a stolen ham. And cows belonging to farmer Shutoff were killed after he'd asked the defendant to pay rent for a field.
It's about me, your worship. About me cows, your worship. It's about my field, your worship.
Granny, what have you got to say to all this?
Your worship, one night towards dawn, 5 weeks ago, there was a knock at my door, and outside stood a bearded man with a cow. He said, "Dear woman, I'm the miracle-working St. Bernardus, and because your son has been killed in the war, I bring you this cow as a keepsake. Take good care of it."
The robbery and rape, your worship. Her brother-in-law, the cattle thief, the incendiary, he must be beheaded.
A very good evening to you, dear friends. A glass of wine. Public prosecutor, a glass of wine for the guest. And who are you? I am a wandering hermit, your worship, and thank you for the kind gift. Same again. I'm Azdak. The god welcomes the stranger hermit. Go on with your story, Greg.
That first night, I didn't know some bandits could work miracles. It was only the cow. One night, a few days later, the farmer's servants came to take the cow away from me. Then they turned round, front of my door, went on down the cow, and on their heads sprouted bumps, big as a fist. Then I knew that some bandits had changed their hearts to turn them into friendly people.
I know what changed them.
That's good. You can tell us later.
Your worship, the next one to become a good man was Farmer Shuttle. A devil's everyone knows. But some bandits brought it about. Shut up, let Bill Kane him on the field.
Because my cows were killed in that field.
And then, one morning, the hand came flying through the window. It hit me in the small of the back. It lay ever since. Look, your worship. I ask your worship, when was a poor old body ever given a hand except by a miracle?
Granny, that's a question that strikes straight at the court's eye. Be so good as to sit in the judge's chair. Little mother, I almost called you Mother Cecilia. The woe be gone. The bereaved one whose sons are in the war. When weeps when she is given a cow, and is surprised when she is not beaten. Little mother, pass merciful sentence upon us, the damned. Admit that you don't believe in miracles, you atheists. Each of you is sentenced to pay 500 piastres for your lack of faith. Get out! And now, little mother, and you, pious man, drink a jug of wine with the public prosecutor and Azdak.
Then the year of disorder was over. The Grand Duke returned. The governor's wife returned. A judgment was held, and the suburbs burned anew. And fear seized Azdak.
Shover, your days in slavery are numbered. Perhaps even a minute. For a long time I have held you on the iron curb of reason, and it has made your mouth bloody. I have lashed you with arguments founded upon reason, and I have ill-treated you with logic. You are by nature a weak creature, and if someone slyly throws you an argument, you have to devour it. You can't resist. You are by nature a weak creature. You are compelled by nature to lick the hand of a superior being. But superior beings can be very different. And now comes your liberation. And soon you'll be able to follow your inclinations, which are low. Soon you'll be able to follow your unerring instinct, which teaches you to plant your heavy boots on the faces of men. Gone is the era of confusion and disorder, and the great times which I have found described in the Song of Chaos have not yet come. Let us now sing that song in memory of those wonderful days. Sit down and don't violate the music. But don't be afraid. It sounds right. It has a popular refrain. Yes, so it might have been. He thought it would be much longer than expected. But the Grand Duke, whose life I saved like a fool, has returned to the capital. And the Persians have lent him an army to restore order. The outer town is already in flames. This is the statute book, and I've always used it, as you can prefer.
Yes, to sit on.
Now better look and see what they can do to me. Because I've always allowed the have-nots to get away with everything. And I'll have to pay for it dearly. I have held poverty to its rickety legs, so they'll hang me for drunkenness. I have peeked into the rich man's pocket, which is considered a bad taste. And I can't hide anywhere, for all the world knows me, since I have helped the world.
Someone's coming.
The game is up. But I'll give no man the pleasure of seeing human greatness. I'll beg on my knees for mercy. Spit all the slobber down my chin. The fear of death is upon me.
What kind of man is that, Shelver?
A willing one, Your Excellency. A man ready to oblige.
Natalia Abashvili, wife of the late governor, has just returned and is looking for a 3-year-old son, Michael. She has been informed that the child was abducted to the mountains by a former servant.
It will be brought back, Your Highness, at your service.
They say that the person in question is passing it off as their own child.
She will be beheaded, Your Highness, at your service.
That's all.
I don't like that man.
Everything will be arranged, Your Highness, at your service.
Listen now trial concerning the child of the Governor Abashvili to establish the true mother by the famous test of the chalk circle.
He's so good. He can wash himself already.
You're lucky this isn't a real judge. This is Aztec. He's a drunk and doesn't understand anything. And the biggest thieves have been acquitted by him because he mixes everything up. Because the rich never offer enough bribes. The likes of us get off lightly sometimes.
I need some luck today.
Touch wood. I think I'll say a prayer that the judge will be drunk. But what I can't understand is why you want to hold on to it. At any price, it's not yours.
He's mine. I brought him up.
But haven't you wondered what will happen when she returns?
At first I thought I'd give him back to her, but I thought she wouldn't come back.
And a borrowed coat keeps one warm too, eh? I'll swear anything you like, because you're a decent person. I had him in my care for 5 piastres, and on Thursday evening when the riot started, Grisha came to fetch him. But you've done Simon great wrong. I've talked to him, he can't understand it.
I can't be bothered with that man. He doesn't understand anything.
He has understood that the child is not yours, but that you're married and won't be free until death parts you. Can't understand that.
I wanted to tell the woman that I'm ready to swear I am the father of the child.
That's right, Simon.
At the same time, I'm about to say that I'm hereby not bound to anything, nor the woman either.
That's unnecessary. She's married, you know that.
That's her business and doesn't need rubbing in.
Where's the judge? Has anyone seen the judge?
Stand in front of me. I think that Aisha, the one I hit over the head.
Judge isn't here!
I hope something hadn't happened to him. Then the other judge would have less chance than she has teeth.
There are only 12 people in the child here. The judge has bolted.
Go on searching! What's the matter, Shaw? Do you know her? No, she's the one who's supposed to have stolen Bash Village job. If you know anything about it, you can make a packet of money.
Was it him? I think he'll keep his mouth shut. Otherwise he'll have to admit he's after the child.
I'd almost forgot I saved the child from them.
Thank God, at least common people aren't here. I can't stand their smell. It always gives me migraine.
Madam, I must ask you to be as careful as possible in everything you say until we have another judge.
But I didn't say anything, Ilosha Balapsi. I love the people with their simple, straightforward ways. It's just their smell that brings on my migraine.
There will hardly be any spectators. Most of the population is behind locked doors because of the riots in the outer town.
Is that the creature?
I beg you, most gracious Natera Rabashvili, to abstain from all invective until it is absolutely certain that the Grand Duke has appointed a new judge, and we have got rid of the present one, who is about the lowest ever seen in a judge's robe, and things appear to be on the move, as you will see.
Her ladyship wouldn't hesitate to pull your hair out if she didn't know that Aztec is for the poor people.
Bring him up! Anyone want a bundle of justice? Here it is!
I dislike that man from the moment I first saw him.
I can't speak. Give me your hand.
What is it you want to see?
You dogs. Good morning, dogs. How are you, dogs? How's the dog world? Does it stink good? Are you back at each other's throats, you dogs? Have you got another boot to lick?
Hang it.
Paul! Stop! Paul! Stop! I'll bring a dispatch from the Grand Duke containing the latest appointment.
Attention!
Of the new judge it says, we appoint a man whom we have to thank for the saving of a life of the utmost importance to the kingdom, a certain Azdak in Nuka. Which is he?
That's him on the gallows, Your Excellency.
What's going on here?
I asked the out to report that His Worship has already been His Worship and was declared the enemy of the Grand Duke only on these farmers' denunciation.
March him off! See to it that His Worship is exposed to no more indignities.
She claps her hand, but I hope sorry.
This is a catastrophe.
Don't take it, Mr. Worship. What have your worship's wishes?
Nothing, fellow dogs. An occasional boat to let. I pardon you. Fetch me some wine, the sweetest. And you, get out of here. I've got to judge a case. Any safe by my side. I receive.
Oh dear.
The world can't be filled with dew, they say.
An absolutely ridiculous case, Your Worship. The accused has abducted the child and refuses to hand it over.
A most attractive person. The court opens the proceedings and demands the absolute truth, especially from you.
High Court of Justice. Blood, as the saying goes, is thicker than water. This old proverb...
The court wants to know the lawyer's fee.
I beg your pardon? Oh, I see. 500 piastres, Your Worship, is the answer to the court's somewhat unusual question.
Did you hear? The question is unusual. I ask it because I listen to you in quite a different way if I know you're good.
Thank you, Your Worship. High Court of Justice. Of all the bonds of blood are the strongest. Mother and child, is there a more intimate relationship? Can one tear a child from its mother? High Court of Justice, she has conceived it in the holy ecstasies of love. She has carried it in her womb. She has borne it with pain. High Court of Justice, it has been observed, Your Worship, how even the wild tigress, when robbed of her young, roams restless through the mountains, reduced to a shadow. Nature herself...
What have you got to say to all this and anything else the lawyers might have to say?
He's mine.
Is that all? I hope you can prove it. In any case, I advise you to tell me why you think the child should be given to you.
I brought him up. According to my best knowledge and conscience, I always managed something to eat, and most of the time he had a roof over his head. I taught him to work from an early age, and he's friendly with everyone. But he's still very small.
Your Worship, it is significant that the person herself doesn't claim any bond of blood between herself and this child.
The court takes note.
Thank you, Your Worship. Your Worship, please permit a woman who has suffered much, who has already lost her husband, and now also has to fear the loss of her child, to address a few words to you. Her Highness Natella Avashvili.
A most cruel fate, sir, forces me to ask you to return my beloved child. It's not for me to describe to you the tortures of a bereaved mother's soul, the anxiety, the sleepless nights,
It's outrageous the way this woman is treated. She's not allowed to enter her husband's palace. The revenue of her estate is blocked. She is told cold-bloodedly it's tied to the heir. She can't do anything without the child. She can't even pay her lawyers. Dear Elo Shivalazzi, why shouldn't it be divulged now that it's your Bashvili estates at her estate?
Please, Honoured Sandro Obatlatsi, we had agreed. Of course, it is true that the outcome of this trial will decide whether our noble client will obtain the right to dispose of the large Abashvili estates. But I say also on purpose, because in the foreground stands the human tragedy of a mother, as Natella Rabashvili so rightly explained at the beginning of her moving statement. Even if Michael Abashvili were not the heir to the estates, he would still be the dearly beloved child of my class.
Stop! The court is touched by the mention of the estates. It's a proof of human feeling.
Thanks, your worship. Dear Elo Shivaratsi, in any case, we can prove that the person who took possession of the child is not the child's mother. Permit me to lay before the court the bare facts. By an unfortunate chain of circumstances, the child, Michael Abashvili, was left behind while his mother was making her escape. Grusha, the palace kitchen maid, was present on this Easter Sunday and was observed busying herself with the child.
All she was thinking about was what dresses to take along.
Almost a year later, Grusha turns up in a mountain village with a child, and there ended into...
How did you get into that mountain village?
On foot, your worship. And it was mine. I am the father, your worship.
I had him in my care of 5 piastres, your worship.
This man is engaged to Grusha High Court of Justice, and for this reason his testimony is not reliable.
Are you the man she married in that mountain village?
No, your worship. She married a peasant.
Why? Isn't he any good in bed? Tell the truth.
We didn't get that far. I married for the child. He would have a roof over his head. He was in the middle, your worship.
And now he wants you again, eh?
I want to state in every...
I'm no longer free.
And the child you claim is a result of whoring. I'm going to ask you a question. What kind of child is it? It is one of those ragged street urchins, or is it a child from a well-to-do family?
It's an ordinary child.
I mean, did he have fine features in the beginning?
He had a nose in his face.
He had a nose in his face. I consider that answer of yours to be important. They say of me once, before passing judgment, I went out and sniffed at a rosebush. Tricks of this kind are necessary nowadays. I'll cut things short now and listen no longer to your lies. Especially yours. I can imagine what you've cooked up between you to cheat me. I know you, you're swindlers.
I can quite understand you want to cut things short. Consider what you received.
Shut up! Did I receive anything from you?
Because I haven't got anything!
Quite true. I never get a thing from starvelings. I might as well just starve myself. You want justice, but do you want to pay for it? When you go to the butcher, you know you have to pay. But to a judge who goes though to a funeral supper.
When the horse was shod, the horse lies stretched out its leg, as the saying is.
A better treasure in the sewer than a stone in the mountain stream.
Fine day, let's go fishing, said the angler to the worm.
I'm a master civil servant and cut off his foot.
I love you like a father, said the Tsar to the Tsarevich, and had the Tsarevich's head chopped off.
The fool's worst enemy is himself.
But a fart has no nose.
Fine, 10 piastres for indecent language in court. That'll teach you what justice is.
That's a fine kind of justice. You jump on up because they speak to a fine as that lot with their lawyers.
Exactly. The likes of you are too stupid. It's only right you should get it in the neck.
Because you want to pass the child on to her. She was to remind you to how to change its nappies. You don't know more about justice than I do, that's clear.
There's something in that. I'm an ignorant man. I haven't even a decent pair of trousers under my robe. You can see for yourself. With me, everything goes on food and drink. I was educated in a convent school. Come to think of it, I'll fine you 10 piastres too, for contempt of court. What's more, you're a very silly girl to turn me against you, instead of making eyes at me and waving your backside of it to keep me in good temper. 20 piastres!
Even if you're about to tell what I think of your justice, you drunken onion! How dare you talk to me though in the cracked eyes around the church window? When they pulled you out to your mother, it wasn't planning you crack her open nothing, but fetching a mile of corn from somewhere. Aren't you ashamed of yourself? You see what afraid I am of you. But you've let yourself become their servant, so their houses are not taken away, because they've stolen them. Since when do houses belong to bedbugs? So you're on the lookout, otherwise they could drag our men into their wars. You bribe taker. I've no respect for you. No more than for a thief or a murderer with a knife who does what he wants. You can take the child away from me 100 against 1, but I tell you one thing. For a profession like yours, there's too many bloodsuckers and many raped children. As a punishment, but this is judgment of their fellow men, which is worse than swinging from the gallows.
Now it will be 30, and I won't go brawling with you as though in a tavern. What would happen to my dignity as a judge? I've lost all interest in your case. Where's the couple that wanted a divorce? Bring them in. This case is adjourned for 15 minutes.
Without producing any more evidence, madam, we have this verdict. in the bag.
You've gone and scored your chances with him. You won't get the child now.
Shelva, my spelling salts.
I receive. I hear you want to be divorced. I hear you want to be divorced. How long have you been living together?
40 years.
And why do you want a divorce?
We don't like each other, your word.
Since when?
Oh, from the very beginning, your word.
I'll consider your case and deliver my vote when I'm finished with the other one. I need the child. I've noticed you've a soft spot for justice. And I don't believe he's your child. But if he were yours, when you wanted to be rich, you only had to say he isn't yours. And at once he'd have a palace, scores of horses in his stable, scores of beggars on his doorstep, scores of soldiers in his service, and scores of petitioners in his courtyard. Now what do you say, woman? Don't you want him to be rich?
Hear what she thought but didn't say.
He who wears the shoes of gold tramples on the weak and old, does evil all day long, and mocks at wrong. Oh, to carry as one's own, heavy is the heart of stone, the power to do ill wears out the will. Hunger he will dread, not those who go unfed, fear the fall of night, but not the light.
I think I understand you, woman.
I won't give him away. I brought him up. He knows me. It's in rags. That's not true. I wasn't given time to put on his good shirt. Been in a pigsty. I'm no pig, but there are others who are. Where did you leave your child? I'll let you have it, you vulgar person. She's a criminal. She must be thrown right away.
Most gracious Lieutenant Abashvili, you promised. Your worship, the plaintiff's name.
Plaintiff and defendant! The court has listened to your case and has come to no decision of who the true mother of the child is. I, as judge, have a duty of choosing a mother for the child. I'll make a test. Public prosecutor, use this piece of chalk to draw a circle on the floor. And then place the child in the centre. Stand near the circle, both of you. Each of you take the child by a hand. The true mother is she who has the strength to pull the child out of the circle towards herself.
High Court of Justice, I protest. I object that the fate of the great Abashvili estates, which are bound up with the child as the heir, should be made dependent on such a doubtful wrestling match. Moreover, my client does not command the same physical strength as this person, who is accustomed to physical work.
She looks pretty well fed to me. Paul!
What did I say? The bonds of blood.
What's the matter with you? You didn't pull.
I didn't hold on to him. Your words might take back everything I've done against you. If I could just keep him until he can speak properly. He only knows a few words.
Don't influence the court. I bet you only know 20 words yourself. All right, I'll do the test once more to make certain. Paul! And in this manner, the court has established the true mother of the child. Take your child and be off with it. I advise you not to stay in town with him. And you! There's a bit of a firefighting with Bro! Your estate's full to the city, and the playground for children should be named out of them. They need one. I've decided it should be called after me, the Gardener of Asda. I'll take off this judge's robe now. It's become too hot for me. I'm not cut out for the hero. But I invite you to a farewell banquet outside in the meadow. Oh, I'd almost forgotten something in my excitement. I haven't signed the decree for the divorce.
But that's not right. You haven't divorced the old couple. You've divorced Grusha from her husband.
Have I divorced the wrong ones? I'm sorry, but you'll have to stand. I never retract anything. If I did, there'd be no law and order. But instead, I invite you to the banquet too. You won't mind dancing with each other. I've still got 40 piastres coming from you.
That's cheap, your worship, and many thanks.
I'll need it.
So we better leave town tonight, eh, Michael? You like him?
With my respects, I like him.
Well, now I can tell you. I took him because on that Easter Sunday in Newcombe, I got engaged to you. So he is a child of love. Come on, Michael, let's dance.
And after this evening, Aztec disappeared and was never seen again. But the people of Gusini did not forget him, and often remembered his period of judgment as a brief golden age that was almost just.
But you, who have listened to the story of the chalk circle, take note of the meaning of the ancient song.
That what there is shall belong to those who are good for it. Thus the children to the eternal, they shall thrive.